Okay, just give me a couple of minutes, guys, because we are currently finding a game. I don't know when it'll be, but let's see. Usually it takes few minutes, like 3 to 4 minutes. Sometimes you get games pretty fast. And also I have a time limit. I have to finish my game within 1 hour. I hope everything goes well. Let's see. And there you go, we got Arena. Um, oh no! Koreans! Disaster piece. I wanted to pick Persians, thanks to D. It went random. Uh, this is not gonna be a disaster. And Koreans are not that bad. And kill Aztecs. Just I have to go and find my missing sheep.
예? 채직종.
대기, 목수,
Okay. Or that's good. We found everything.
대기. 나무꾼.
You hit. Oh, let's go and push
저요? 채직종.
here.
저요? 목수.
Oh,
예?
준비. 사냥꾼.
준비, 이동. 예? 목수, 대기, 저요? 회전. 준비, 사냥꾼. 저요? 이동, 이동, 사냥꾼. 예? 사냥꾼.
stop running.
준비, 사냥꾼. 대기, 사냥꾼. 준비, 사냥꾼. 저요? 사냥꾼. 대기, 사냥꾼.
저요? 사냥꾼. 준비. 이러죠. 사냥꾼.
예? 사냥꾼.
예, 이동. 대기. 예,
대기. 사냥꾼. 사냥꾼.
저요. 이러죠. 준비. 사냥꾼.
준비. 사냥꾼. 저요?
예,
사냥꾼. 예? 사냥꾼. 대기. 저요?
Disastrous woodlines.
예?
대기. 준비.
준비. 예? 목수. 대기. 목수.
예, 목수.
준비.
대기. 사냥꾼. 저요. 목수.
저요? 목수. 예? 준비. 저요? 사냥꾼. 대기. 사냥꾼.
준비. 목수.
준비. 예? 네. 이동. 네. 그러죠. 광부. 나무꾼. 대기. 채직꾼. 저요? 네. 이동. 네. 그러죠. 이동. 네. 목수. 대기. 나무꾼. 예? 그러죠. 이동. 네. 그러죠. 이동. 네. 나무꾼.
저요.
저요? 준비. 이동. 그러죠. 네. 이동. 채직꾼.
대기. 채직꾼. 목수.
저요? 나무꾼. 그러죠. 네. 목수.
Running. Is he going for? Okay. Lost him? That could be disastrous.
예, 대기.
I don't
준비.
think so.
목수. 목수.
준비. 목수. 대기. 채직. 나무꾼. 예? 준비. 이동. 네. 나무꾼. 대기. 목수.
저요. 나무꾼. 나무꾼.
예?
예, 저요. 준비.
이동.
채직꾼. 예, 실시. 나무꾼.
Okay, I need a one center here and here.
대기. 광부. 광부.
There.
준비. 목수.
저요? 그러죠. 이동. 나무꾼.
Hey, Rajput, it's Strategy, I'm just planning to boom. Okay. This is interesting. No loom and he's out. Okay.
대기. 목수. 저요? 목수. 예? 목수. 저요? 나무꾼.
Okay. No loom.
대기. 채직꾼.
Where is he building?
준비해. 저요? 예? 채직꾼. 준비. 목수.
Oh. Okay. Think.
대기.
대기. 목수. 예? 채직꾼. 광부.
저요? 나무꾼. 목수. 나무꾼.
대기. 저요? 목수. 목수.
준비. 목수. 예? 목수. 대기. 농부. 준비. 목수. 예? 목수. 저요? 목수.
준비. 목수. 예? 목수. 저요? 이동. 목수. 대기. 준비. 광부.
준비. 목수.
저요? 목수. 대기. 광부.
예? 광부. 목수.
예? 준비. 목수. 대기. 목수. 준비. 그렇지. 실시. 목수.
대기. 목수.
예? 이동. 목수. 저요? 대기.
나무꾼.
준비. 왕. 저요? 왕.
What? Redemption? Seriously?
준비. 농부. 저요? 실시로죠.
Okay.
예? 농부.
대기. 그러죠. 목수.
대기. 수리공. 준비. 목수. 대기. 광부.
Come on. 100 food.
저요? 목수. 준비. 광부.
예? 수리공.
예? 목수.
대기. 목수. 준비. 목수. 저요? 목수.
준비.
예? 광부.
200.
저요? 이동. 목수.
대기. 목수. 준비. 실시. 예. 이동. 저요? 목수. 예. 대기. 실시. 목수. 준비. 예. 목수. 대기. 나무꾼.
University and fortified walls. Not sure if that works. All I need is.
대기. 그렇지. 이동.
Oh, let's try this.
예. 실시.
Give him some, donate him some pills. But you converted all. Nice.
예. 실시. 목수. 준비. 목수. 대기. 광부. 목수. 저요? 목수. 대기. 목수.
예? 목수.
준비. 저요? 이동. 나무꾼. 예? 저요?
대기. 이동. 저요? 준비. 목수.
대기. 농부. 나무꾼.
준비. 나무꾼.
준비. 농부. 예? 광부. 저요? 목수. 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 준비. 목수. 대기. 준비. 예. 저요? 목수. 대기. 목수. 예. 목수.
예? 목수.
준비. 목수. 대기. 목수. 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 준비. 목수. 목수. 대기. 이동 실시. 저요? 예. 목수.
대기. 수리공. 저요? 동부. 예? 대동부. 저요? 네. 출동. 목수. 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 목수.
Yep, right now.
목수. 목수. 저요?
All I
대기.
have to do now is
목수.
get to
목수.
him.
목수. 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 예? 나무꾼.
예?
준비. 목수. 예. 대기 채직군. 저요? 나무꾼. 준비. 목수. 예. 저요? 목수. 준비. 나무꾼. 목수. 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 실시. 대기. 목수.
준비. 목수.
준비. 목수. 대기. 목수. 예.
대기.
저요? 그러죠.
Oh no, now it's a disaster.
목수.
예? 준비. 목수.
준비. 목수.
저요? 목수. 대기부.
예. 목수. 대기. 목수. 예. 목수.
목수.
준비. 농부. 대기. 채직군.
예? 목수. 대기. 목수.
But he converted my trap shit.
저요. 이동. 대기. 실시.
Oh no. Oh no.
목수. 저요? 목수. 대기. 목수.
Fucking build faster.
예? 저요? 목수.
준비. 이동.
네. 네.
대기.
이동.
예? 실시. 저요? 예? 목수.
준비. 동부.
저요? 그러죠.
저요? 그러죠.
대기. 공격.
Room. No room.
목수.
No room.
대기. 목수. 대기. 공격. 준비. 이동.
동부. 이동. 출동.
대기. 실시. 공격.
네. 네.
He has more army.
공격 대기. 나무꾼. 저요. 예. 이동.
Using that.
그렇 실시. 목수.
What did all my stables? No. Saw that. Should have gone for scouts immediately. It's no economy. It's gold and Aztec monks.
예?
So yeah, that's the stupid play. Basil, yep. My castle should have been here instead of this location. I think that's something. Like, I found his face, but still a little slightly delayed strat. Just give me a second. I'll be back. Okay, let's see what we're gonna get this time. Like, we had everything except for stupid monk's redemption. I did not expect him to go for redemption that fast. That was a big mistake. Big mistake. Mm. Oh no. So it's time for Cyanide's game. So there is a game, guys, in a couple of minutes. So it's gonna be between Cyanide and some other guy. I don't remember the other guy's name, but yeah, let's see. So this is supposed to start in 7 minutes. I think we still have a few minutes. I should have got faith. That's 1,000 gold though. Would have worked. So let me ask Cyanide quickly and see if he's already starting the game. Hey Siddharth, welcome. Welcome to stream. Long time, I think. How are you? Hey Indian, yeah, I just got in time. Cyanide is not online though. Okay, he is. I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's wait for Cyanide to start off his game. Seems like he's still waiting for his opponent.
Ahoy!
Hello, Tom. How are you?
I am alright. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Good. And it sounds like Discord is almost behaving today.
Yeah, lucky us.
Lucky us indeed. Luckier for us than it was for Sai the other day.
Discord is horrible sometimes.
It is, and I think that's possibly down to where it sort of places servers for people if they're far away.
Yeah.
I tend to be fine with people in the US, and I tend to be fine with people in kind of Western Europe. It can really start to struggle when people are in Australia and India for some reason. Who knows why?
Only God knows.
Exactly, but we sound fine to me, which is great. It means I don't have to fiddle around with anything else. But
That's true.
if worse comes to worse, I can very quickly set up a Google Hangouty call
Or we can also
and
switch
send you a
to
link.
TeamSpeak if you have one.
Yeah, I never bothered setting one up because I didn't play. I didn't play the
I
game
see.
when everybody was using TeamSpeak. I just watched. So
Like why and how did you get back to the game? Like you started playing now, right?
so I played very, very casually. I used to moderate a Discord a few years ago that was semi-popular.
I see.
That we had a lot of people in that. We
Ah,
we played a lot together,
so
but
can I give a
nothing
guess?
nothing competitive. They're all it's all dead and gone. That was all kind of HD
Oh,
times.
it's all dead and gone?
Yeah,
Okay.
when Discord came out, the entire not Discord, DE came out, the entire Discord died.
Oh boy.
So, which it happens, and it
Yeah.
wasn't a sad thing.
Yeah, but the whole community dies with it, right?
Definitely, but at the same time, I think a lot of people stayed on HD, and then a lot of people moved to DE, and so people weren't able to play together as much anymore, and so people filtered off to other communities, and that's totally fine. We expanded elsewhere, and it's not like I've stopped doing stuff. If anything, I've exploded into doing more stuff.
Nice.
We used to just watch games. Me and my nearly mod friend Scarizard, we used to watch games on Voobly. We just watched games in the spec lobby. We watched the deathmatch tournaments in there. We watched pretty much anything that wasn't locked. If it was a
I see.
tournament, we would watch it live, and we would sit in Discord and just talk about the games. Just live. We were streaming to ourselves, and it was an awful lot of fun. So I've been talking about the game for genuinely years, but
Now you're back to now you're in streaming, so yeah, whatever you discuss over there, you can talk here.
absolutely.
So how do you like streaming? Like, is it really good or
I
are
think
you enjoying?
we've got a really nice little community going
Yeah, so
that popped up from the back of the ABCD tournament that Debbie and Artemis set up
okay.
with Regi. And me and my friend Finn from the community started casting those games because there was an awful lot of games to cast and nobody to cast them. We were both players that had tried to get into the tournament and were deemed too strong, which is hilarious because we're garbage. And so off the back of that, we both started casting together all of the games. It was genuinely it was a lot of fun, and we've kept going from there. And people keep inviting me to cast their tournaments.
Nice.
So
That's growth, I would say. It's
yeah,
good and it's
and
fun as well.
you are a pro player, right?
No,
2K plus.
no. I'm just an intermediate. Hey, Preet, welcome. I'm just an intermediate player.
Wow.
with high TG. Not actually high, like 2.3k up to 2.4. It's up to 2.3. It's normal TG rating.
Yeah.
Actual games actually it starts from 2.3k, like
Right.
very competitive ones. But 1v1s actually starts from 1400s. Like
Okay.
people play like this no tomorrow. They do everything they can to win the games.
Well, so you've been doing Age of Empires
For two and
for
a half years now, 2.5 to
I
three.
mean, to be getting up to kind of those ratings from 2 and a bit years is pretty good.
Oh, thank you. I'll take it as a compliment. A lot of my friends say like I still suck at the game.
Hey, look, 5 years. 5 years I've been playing. I'm 1.1k. Don't feel bad.
So it seems like they
Genuinely,
started the game.
they have. So I've been sent a game ID,
I'm not able
which
to
is
find.
really nice. I've dropped it in our Discordy chat. You can have that as well.
I have the ID, but I'm not able to find the game yet.
Well, it might take it an extra 30 seconds. So when they put a 5 minute spec delay in, it seems to take about 30 seconds thereabout for it to appear in the spec.
Oh yeah.
So you see it at about 4 minutes 30, and it also looks like they've not actually clicked start yet.
Yeah,
So,
that's why we're not able to find the game.
but hey, at least they're here. I've had so many games where people have not turned up, and it's been infuriating. Like, please,
Actually,
please turn up.
like all this happened yesterday, like about like streaming in season esports games. I'm mostly covering only Indian players games.
Yeah,
So like Cyanide is one among of our community members. He's also like community manager sort of thing. He develops so many things for us. I don't know what about the other games, but like I'll talk to Sia soon, and I'll try to get all the Indian player games. Maybe like whenever you are around, we can like go stream in season esports Dark Age Noob Tournament.
well, it's been very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It has definitely been. Oh, that's not my co-caster. That's my co-caster from ages ago. God, who's this pro Twitch streamer? Mods, I need a mod. Mod, I need a mod to come and fix all of my stuff.
Oh, this is not the game. Oh, we have 5 minutes. Oh God.
That's good. That's 5 minutes for me to try and
Find the game.
to fix my stuff. Oh, at the same time though, these are two players that have been listening to me rant about how I think Vietnamese is a pretty shitty 1v1 pick for
Oh,
everything.
No,
And they've
Vietnamese pretty
both gone,
strong.
we've got a Vietnamese mirror.
Is it mirror or they desperately pick the civs?
I think they've both picked the same civs. They're
Yeah.
not really allowed to go mirror. But hey, I'll take a mirror matchup. Vietnamese, they can both throw some really interesting things at each other.
Oh yeah.
I hope we don't end up with just a massive skirm off.
I really want Cyanide to go for the stupid elephants. That'd be fun to watch.
Oh, that's the point. Yes, okay, fine, chat. Thank you for fixing me. I will change the overlay so you can see what's going on.
It's just a dead screen. Waiting for them. Okay, waiting for the spec delay.
Yeah, I was still here, just chilling out. And there is a draft, but we've not been told what it is, so we just have to sort of guess. See, the joys of first time tournaments is that there are things that people stumble over. In ABCD, there was things that we stumbled over. In our Town Bell Cup, there are things that we are stumbling over. Mainly everything.
Yeah, that's true.
There's always stumbling blocks. Oh god, yeah. Well, there's nothing pro over here. There's just some semi-professional garbage at this rate.
Oh yeah, that's true. But
I'm just amazed.
Garbage is more fun than actual casting.
Well, I think so too.
when we talk crap, people say like, no, that's not right, and then we try to cover it up,
It
and then shit
definitely.
happens.
Let me grab your info from the Discord so I can put it in my chat so my
Okay.
so my mods can fix the stuff
No,
because they're
Discord
wonderful.
and my Steam are completely different.
Yeah, but you put your Steam in the content advertising section.
Oh, oh yeah. Now that's again a community channel. That's where I mostly stream.
Yeah,
I stopped streaming on my channel for quite some time now, almost 1 year now.
there we go. That's the link to where my co-caster is currently co-casting from. So
Thank you,
that's the
Tom.
dude. Go like, follow, and subscribe AOE India for all of the AOE India content.
Yeah, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch. That works.
And it's on its way.
That's-
I mean, hey, you've a large portion of the kind of AOE India community are very much involved with this
Yep.
Dark
Because
Age Cup.
Sia is one among of our community members.
Yeah,
So like he's the main in charge of in-season esports as well.
yeah.
So that's why like almost all the Dark Age people from AOE India community are participating in this event.
It's really good. It's really good to see another kind of esports thing being set up, especially
Yeah,
grassroots as it
true.
is. He got his shout out by the Age of Empires lot as well, which
Mhm.
was really nice to see that on Twitter.
Yeah.
And his Discord exploded to manage to grab in 500 people relatively quickly. It's been really good expansion for
just
him.
AOE India community itself is 500 people.
So, genuinely, it's fantastic. And hey, the fact that he found me, I don't know how the hell he found me, but he did, to ask me to come along and cast his
Scouting.
stuff.
He's pretty good at scouting and finding people.
Well, clearly, he found me and not Finn, and Finn's the good caster. I'm the garbage co-caster. I'm normally just sat
If
here
you're in,
getting
Finn is
drunk.
automatically in, right?
If Finn came in as well. Finn came in as well, so we still got Finn.
Right,
But we
in
also
game.
got the game,
Yes.
which is fantastic. We have Tommy here in the red, playing shockingly as the Vietnamese, and down to the south we have Cyanide, playing as the blue, also shockingly Vietnamese. What do you know of Cyanide? Have you seen him play before?
Oh yeah, I have seen him play before several times in a couple of tournaments within AOE India community. He's a pretty good player. Like we always discuss about walling and stuff, but let's see how he's gonna wall up in this game. He's got a pretty nice map as well.
He really does.
Yeah.
The back gold is just spicy, especially for the Vietnamese. But other than that, though, the rest of his gold isn't great. I'm not a huge fan of the hill that he's got on the left. That's a tough spot if he gets pressured there.
That's true.
Whacking a castle up on that can be unfortunate for him. Compare that to Tommy's map, though. Tommy's map sucks nuts. Ugh, what a terrible map.
Oh yes. Completely exposed main goal and the secondary goal is completely exposed too. Oh, look at those stone, man. The main stone is exposed and the secondary stone is exposed too.
This might actually be the worst map gen
Yeah.
for someone that I've seen in a hot minute. Like,
Do they have like any sort of admin rees or like normal rees?
They have no normal rees. It's play the game out. I mean, you would definitely fucking re this map if you could.
Oh yeah, I would definitely go for a re if I'm Tommy.
Definitely. It's super unfortunate.
Yeah.
So you've got to be feeling pretty confident if you are Cyanide, if you see your opponent's map here. But at the same
Especially
time,
if I'm Tommy and if I look at my map, I would definitely go for a re. I won't feel so confident playing on this map, especially all my resources forward. I won't play this map at all.
but with there being no rees, there's just the only re is if there are He can call a re within 3 minutes if he finds all of his resources and some of them are not obtainable. So if sheep are bugged or gold is bugged. I would say map is bugged because this is trash, but unfortunately that's not reable in this particular situation per the rules.
And this is terrible map for Tommy. Let's see what he's gonna do.
Hopefully, to sort of survive this, Tommy needs to be so fucking aggressive that Cyanide never gets close to his map.
That's true. But do you think? Have you seen Tommy play ever?
So this is my first time seeing either player. I don't know, like, what does Cyanide normally like doing? What's his shtick?
So Cyanide, what he usually does is he just waltz and stay at home, get all the walls up, and then go for arches. That's what he plays. It's his play style.
He plays like me. He's a goddamn archer turtle. So respect, but also, oh god, we're gonna see him mass like 20 archers at home instead of going forward when he's got 6.
He might actually go forward maybe with 5 or 6 archers, especially if he gets fletching. But let's see what he's gonna do. He's been training, preparing himself to play. Oh, please don't tell me that board. Okay. For a second I thought that board was gonna go back.
I thought that villager was dead. I thought that villager was so dead.
It almost did.
I can definitely make my co-caster louder and zoom out a little bit. There you go, Buzzy Dram. Just for you, because I care.
So, what do you think? Is it gonna be men-at-arms to archers, or is it directly gonna be double archery range from both the players?
So, man-at-arms archers is objectively stronger. It's the better move.
Yeah.
However, at low ELOs, it is an additional thing to try and pull off.
That's true.
If I was in Tommy's position, I would definitely be trying to go for the man-at-arms. I would want to be trying to get as much aggression down as possible. Yep. Fuck it. I might even just go sod this noise and go scouts.
I would definitely go for Trush if I'm at Tommy's position.
Yeah, like anything to stop my opponent being at my base, because his base is just awful.
Yeah. I mean,
so I might even...
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I might even forego archers completely in the early game and just try to get as much pressure down and go archers a little bit later. For Cyanide, I would wall up. I would go for 24 pop archers, nothing fancy. I would just make sure I'm secure, and then I would just crush my opponent with numbers.
Exactly. But if I'm at Tommy's position, I wouldn't wall up this much, because, I mean, there's no way you're gonna stop those archers reaching out to the main goal or secondary goal. What I would do instead of just going for archers, I'll just go Trush, then like at least 3 wheels forward, try to deny his forward position, make him stay at his home and defend for some time, so that I can get enough time to wall up my base, set up my economy, and then switch to archers. So that would be one possible scenario what Tommy should be aiming here. Or at least drop it over. If you want to just play defensive, just drop it over in between those 2 gold mines and you're safe and sound.
It's impressive just how well he's managed to wall.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, his gold is rangeable. Yeah, he's up against an archer sid, so it's like...
He doesn't have any safe back gold. All the golds are exposed, even that extra gold pile. To the right of his base.
The walls are, by and large, useless.
And Cyanide, 80%, like both the players clicked up to feudal.
Tommy's 2 vills behind. Part of that is because he's so focused on walling that he's not managed to maintain constant villager production.
That's the penalty if you go for heavy walling in the beginning.
Definitely. Slow Cattle says he would TC drop him before the walls came in. I've already seen the Fast Castle.
Oh, I wish it's potions, man.
Yesterday, Slow Cattle's friend Fast Castle did his attempted strat was a Spanish douche.
Spanish douche? Did it work?
Spanish douche. So the douche landed, but the opponent just completely ignored it.
Oh.
Like, didn't respond as well.
Look at Tommy Scout, it's trapped. He can kill one villager though.
He can kill one villager. There we go. Make it expensive.
And that's
That's what you get. That's what you get for walling it in. You go for the ballsy walls. Scouts just
okay,
fuck
now
you. At
he's
least I
sending
get
2 more
one.
wills to kill the scout. Yeah, which is fine, but he should have done it
That's fine.
a few seconds earlier instead of losing that one villager.
Yeah. No Titanic needed at all.
A nice walling by Tommy, but now I think he's already slightly behind by 2 wills. He's not able to
Yeah.
make his archery ranges.
I mean, what's impressive is at least he managed to get some worth out of his scout.
Oh yeah, that is
Like-
true.
Like, that's good. We've got double archery range out for Cyanide though, and we are going scouts.
But
As
the
Tommy,
problem
we
with
were-
the scouts, I mean,
Scouts
the
isn't a
Vietnamese,
bad
they don't
play.
have full armor upgrade on the scouts, especially if it goes the late game, and if he wants to stick with, let's say, knights or maybe elephants, they don't have like full upgrades. That's gonna be a pickle for him if he sticks to that line. But what Cyanide can do is he can just add a couple of spears. And,
Do you know what Cyanide doesn't see though? Cyanide doesn't see the hole between those 2 wood lines. Those scouts can run right in and actually run riot. I was going to say these scouts can't do anything because Cyanide's fully walled and there is nothing that's exposed. But actually, because these scouts can just run in... Oh, no, they can't.
They can't
It's
now.
not. It's... There's a fucking diagonal tree.
Yes,
Oh, sad
I
times.
was just looking at like, okay, where?
It looked so beautifully open, like a happy little path, but no.
Oh, Cyanide is adding skirms. This is a bad move. He should be adding 1 spear instead of adding a skirmisher there.
He just
Okay, there you go,
one
finally.
spear did come out immediately, so his response time is actually really good. As soon as he saw the scouts, the spear was on the way.
Now all he has to do is just go to that main guild and start harassing the guild.
I think scouts are effectively more expensive in feudal age than the archers. I think food is a more important resource at the start.
Exactly. You need to get all the upgrades. You need to set up your economy.
Scouts was like the play.
If you cannot
HQ
actually do
improvement.
any sort of damage with the scouts, then there is no
Yeah.
point of making scouts.
Oh,
there
he
is
was open.
still a hole,
There is still a hole.
I didn't
But it
see
doesn't
that.
matter. He's gonna run his scouts right into the TC.
No, absolute
They all die.
disaster. These scouts are just useless now. They may
Yeah,
not be able
the
to kill even a
villagers
single
just-
villager. they're half dead. Now Cyanide knows there is a hole, so he's gonna just patch up, hopefully. Oh, is he gonna trap the scouts again? Dude!
What a little troll. What a little troll.
Anyway, those scouts are just useless, but still, that was fun to watch.
What a
God.
nuisance.
Okay, as expected, Tommy's going for a tower just to defend the gold, which is fine and good. But
Yeah.
Cyanide can just open up somewhere else.
So hard to stop this, especially because you have not really gone heavily into archers yourself. He's got skirms on the way out, but there is already some skirms mixed in.
Yeah.
It
And
is
also
tough.
Fletching already in for Cyanide, so this archers and scum combination is gonna be pretty good for him.
Cyanide's position overall is really good. 3 vills ahead. We've got plenty of TC idle time from Tommy. Even though his economy isn't necessarily bad.
It's just 3 will difference. It's not gonna be that much of big important right now, but if it continues to grow, then it's gonna be devastating for Tommy.
I think the tough part is when you start to see significant idle time in the early game. What you tend to see is a player that will consistently not be making villagers for portions of the game.
Yeah.
And so chances are when we see a player in the early game like this, from what we've seen in the games, they tend to kind of bottom out at between 70 to 90 villagers if they get into the late game. They never really break 100.
Yes.
For Cyanide's play, I can pretty much expect him to manage to get himself over 100 villagers if this goes into late.
Let's see. And this is not gonna be good fight for Cyanide. He's just fighting right next to the tower. Oh, he's just throwing his army. No,
Who
Cyanide.
needs?
A smart play by Tommy though. He's just dragging those archers close to the tower, and he's fighting with all the skirms.
I mean, who needs an army, huh? Armies are overrated, right? Here we go. We're going Cyanide. Cyanide. He's looking really good. Everything that he's doing has been pretty comfortable so far. Rip
true.
army. Okay. There we go.
Like,
And now it's-
what do you think? Like right now, Cyanide is slightly behind with the military composition. Like 11 military for Tommy, 8 for Cyanide. What do
He
you
is, and now
think Tommy should be doing and Cyanide should be going for?
Well, Cyanide should have been making villagers, because he now did what Tommy did, and completely. So now I firmly believe both players are going to bottom out at between 70 to 90 vills.
Oh.
And we're just going to throw skirms at each other. That's now what we're in. We are in the Vietnamese skirm fight, as we mentioned earlier.
The one player with fletching and the other one with no fletching.
I mean, Seabass, you are right. I should put my scoreboard on. How good are my mods, right? Are they not wonderful? Telling me just how much I am failing miserably.
They are awesome. Mods are always awesome. They always got our back. But Cyanide, I don't know why he's just backing off. He has both armor and fletching. He could actually kill all the skirms there. He has one scout still alive. And these two ready scouts are still trapped. I don't know what to do.
I hope that scoreboard is. No, that's Cyanide. That's right. Score is right.
Cyanide, you have
Casey
to
scores
micro, not like this. Oh god.
Micro is overrated, right? Clearly in this matchup. Now it's so close because Cyanide has no army. He's behind on his Castle Age click up. Yes, he has.
But he's adding a stable. Are we gonna see like couple of? Most probably we might see a couple of knights from both the players just to counter those skirms.
I just think so. I think Knights is the play in early castle. Use that time to either mass your archers up or hold at home long enough to get a strong enough economy to get elephants out.
But again, going elephants in a mirror sieve, I don't think it's a really good idea because you can actually counter elephants just by getting a couple of monks, and especially if you can convert those first 3 to 4 elephants as soon as they show up at your base, it's gonna be very bad
He's
for
going.
your opponent's economy.
Cyanide's going heavy into scouts instead.
What? Okay.
Now here's the.
Why is he going scouts? Oh god.
I don't hate it.
The forward siege workshop from Tommy. Double
Double-
stable. Oh no.
Double stable scouts.
At least if it's
Maybe if he-
knights, it makes sense. But scouts.
Maybe if he goes into light cav. I mean, the light cav will mop up all of the skirms. It means he gets to keep his gold. So if we're going for light cav plus a solid mass of archers behind that, at least he won't lose his mass.
Yeah, I mean for now, Cyanide is just speculating everything. What if his opponent goes one stable knights? All the scouts are gonna be useless.
Yeah. Oh, he's making knights from his other stable.
Oh,
So he's-
that's
he's-
gonna be a surprise for Tommy.
Okay. I don't hate it. I honestly don't. He's got scouts to deal with any monk play that's coming in. That's not that I expect monks from Tommy, because monks is something that people tend to make when they're
If you look
1300
at
plus.
Tommy resources, he won't be able to afford for another town center if he goes for monastery. He's just going for skirm production continuously. He's not even thinking of what Cyanide might be doing.
Well, he's thinking that Cyanide's going to be going for more archers. He's got a siege workshop up already, which traditionally would be good, but
This is actually
against
smart play by Cyanide.
scouts and knights, Cyanide is in a very comfortable military position. He's kind of outbrained his opponent.
He doesn't need any more scouts or knights. Whatever he has right now is more than enough to just kill the complete military by Tommy. Even the Mangonel is gonna go and get wrecked.
This has got to put the fear of everything into Tommy. Tommy's like,
yeah.
oh, Jesus Christ.
What the hell is this? And even the light cavalry upgrade.
Oh, and then
Scout
the
cavalry.
knight is on the inside. No. and here we go again. Now we're just going to throw the army away. We've seen this
this is
position
very bad.
before.
No.
The Mangonel comes out and the
Dude,
knights,
yeah.
the knights
yeah.
kill it. I thought the Mangonel was going to get a shot off.
Oh, nice intro there. Do they have bloodlines? I don't think so. They have bloodlines.
No, I don't think they.
They do
I
have
don't think it's.
bloodlines. Oh, Cyanide is missing bloodlines.
Oh yeah, Vietnamese get bloodlines because they're elephant Civ. Their elephants are
Bloodlines is huge.
super viable. I don't think he's really bothered. He's got the first armor upgrade and that's it.
But
Which is
bloodlines
once
with
again better than
20
nothing.
plus hit points. That's insane. If he's gonna miss that, it's not good.
I think this light cav play has really worked out.
Without bloodlines, these light cavalry are gonna get wrecked very fast.
By the skirms, but we've got a halb and pike response out
Oh.
to deal with
But
this.
the problem for
which is-
Tommy, can he hold the knight push now? The knights are gonna just run into his economy everywhere and try to destroy wherever.
Oh, we're full trash. We are full trash from Tommy, and while trash is great, I mean, as long as you don't take bad fights when you're against that trash,
That's
couple
true.
of knights in the middle of that. This is looking really good for Cyanide, as long as he doesn't throw his army away to these skirms. As long as he doesn't throw his army away to these. For the love of God, don't throw your army away to these skirms!
That's what he's gonna do again and again.
Oh,
Okay,
Dear
he's getting
me.
a battering ram instead of mangonel. Oh god. No.
he wants to use the battering ram to tank the skirm fire. He's
But
got
you
knights.
have knights.
Knights versus skirms. I mean, they take like 1 damage per shot. Like, look at them
He's
moving
still
them all
adding
together.
more light cavalry and still no bloodlines. Can someone please tell Cyanide? Vietnamese, they do get bloodlines.
Knights running in, damaging the bills, losing the knights to the tower.
Look at Tommy,
Wait, he's going in?
1000 stone. If he drops a castle, if he manages to drop a castle between those 2 stone
Well, here's the-
golds,
Here's the thing that currently, considering the composition of Cyanide, genuinely,
throwing his army. Oh god.
Rattan Archers is a response. If we get to the position where we can drop a castle, sort of next to the siege workshop, covering those two golds, we regain the position for Tommy and his negative map from the
no,
start of the
but
game.
that castle, I
that's
don't
a
like the
fucking
castle.
useless castle.
Useless castle.
That's a useless castle. You're not even being pushed there.
Yeah.
Like,
Right now he has all the control. Why not drop a castle between those 2 gold mines? Oh
at
no.
times. I mean,
Disaster.
this is where we see the ELO of the players, and when it comes down to basic decision making, I think we've been relatively impressed with Cyanide. Like,
Yeah.
what he's decided to go for with his military has been really good. It's definitely thrown his opponent for a loop, and it's forced him into trash options which are weaker. He can kill them. All it takes to deal with everything that's there is some archers and a mangonel. He's fine.
The main problem for Cyanide is he's still on 1 town center. He doesn't have a castle. His opponent Tommy, he can actually, if he saves up some resources, he can click up to Imperial Age. He just needs some food, just few hundreds of food, and he go to Imperial Age, and then that's GG for Cyanide.
Tommy hasn't expanded his food economy though, and he is a solid 10 villagers behind Cyanide. Compare that to Cyanide, whose food economy, he's up to 24, so he's 10 extra villagers.
Yeah, but look at the
Prepping
military
food?
composition right now. Tommy at 30 military and Cyanide at just 7, and he's still trying to make
but it's-
crossbows, expos.
It's trash. It's all trash. 1 mangonel, and he's fine. In fact, he can send his light cav out now, and he can kill all of those skirms because
I
he's
don't
got
think
his
so.
skirms
His
and
light cavalry is gonna get wrecked. Just 1 armor. There are a lot of skirms there.
Oh, the skirms do have all of their castle age upgrades, so
Yeah.
they are
Pretty strong.
dangerous.
and another forward castle right on Cyanide's face. Okay, this is looking pretty bad
Flexing.
for Cyanide.
Nice play.
Oh yeah. And Tommy is trying to expand his economy to somewhere else. He's just running to
The
the
castle
mad
should have
corner.
been. The castle should have been one tile back. So
you
it
know
could.
where I would have dropped the castle? I would have dropped on the gold. Which
I would have dropped it on the gold on the.
Yeah, that's
on the
where
right-hand
he has
side.
all his military buildings. And also that extra gold where you can mine that gold safely and also deny the wood line. Now Cyanide is going for a second town center. Oh man. So, good garrison your town center. You can kill half those pike over there. Okay,
It's-
I think this is pretty bad. I think this already looks like Tommy has got a big lead. Even though he doesn't have as many builds like Cyanide, he has the
can't
military, he has the control.
do anything with it. We do need some range at the back of this, and he has
Yes,
no way of
indeed.
dealing with the castle. That castle going up is mammoth. We've managed to secure everything.
And now
We
all
said
these
that Tommy had
stables-
to be aggressive, and
yes.
he's being aggressive. He's being aggressive at the most important time,
That's true.
mid castle.
And are we gonna
I-
see another castle from Tommy? Okay, he doesn't have enough resources for another castle. But he is
What?
very close to clicking up to Imperial Age. All he has to do is just wait, or at least idle your town center for quite some time instead of queuing up all those military. Just click up and you get like a couple of trebuchets. Whatever the military that he has is more than enough to counter Cyanide's army.
I can kind of feel, I can sort of understand the want to keep going in for the castle push. We've not really got anything useful on the way out, but don't send your pikes in. Don't send your pikes in, they're just going to garrison, they're all going to die.
But he's
Oh
not
no, but do take the, do take the fight.
Dude, garrison your town center. He lost all of his. Oh, man, this is. Oh no. Yeah, this is where experience counts, like you said.
It's really tough, and especially when the pressure is on, because he's trying to do things all over his base. So we've got
it's true.
idols coming in. The other thing that is probably easy to forget, though, is that he has constant attack notification sounds coming
Oh
in
yeah, and that is also
from
true.
the scouts that he walled in at the start. So there are attacks going on in his base and damage coming in that he doesn't even see, because the attack notification sound is constant, and so he's already filtering it out.
Oh yeah.
Because these
True.
scouts have been attacking this house for the last like hour.
And they're still there.
They're still
Finally,
there.
scouts are here to rescue the scouts. And
If these
especially-
scouts get a kill now, I'm like, this is the longest waited scout rush that I have ever seen. So I am keeping an eye on them, because these are the fucking hero scouts.
Yeah, they are. So more town centers, more stables for Cyanide, but the problem is his military composition. And Tommy, dude, get up to Imperial Age.
Go
Oh.
him! Go him!
Go to him, get one trebuchet, that's all you need. And it's GG for Cyanide.
We're not too far off. He probably needs another 2 on gold to help him get up.
He had
Or
enough
just to-
resources earlier,
Sell his,
not anymore.
sell his wood. I would argue that 35 villagers on wood is maybe a little overkill in the mid-castle age.
Yes, 30.
35 on wood. And the scouts are out! The scouts are out!
Oh yeah, are they killing any? Oh no, they didn't.
Oh, it was so close.
I missed that. Finally, they are
They-
resting in peace.
They did something. They did at least idle the entire wood line.
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh man.
It's what a solid play from, considering
I mean,
his
if
map position.
Cyanide can still turn it around, but he has to go for few expos and get bloodlines fast. He needs bloodlines.
And there's the
there you go,
GG.
he calls GG.
I think that's probably right. He must have seen Tommy's score drop, because
Yeah.
Imp ClickUp was in. TCs were being pressured. His entire base was completely exposed. That castle, I think, really dragged him back into the game. I think if he'd played it defensively, if Tommy had played it defensively, he would have lost. Especially considering the position that he put his
If Cyanide would
castle
have
in.
been a little bit more aggressive with his military and places where he attacked,
You
he would
mean
have caused much more damage to Tommy.
you mean when he threw his entire army away by that gate?
Oh yeah.
Like if he'd kept up his mass of units, that thing that's really important for archer civilizations to do, which is keeping up their army mass. Yeah, man.
Cyanide had more wells, more military in the beginning, but still he did not capitalize on that.
Genuinely, it's really impressive play from Tommy, considering the shape of his map, considering how it was looking for him, especially in the early game, being behind in villages.
Yeah, true.
To have gone for that ballsy castle, and it was ballsy.
It was.
Like he didn't know what his opponent's military mass was like. This was like an all-in.
I think
Is
he
this
might have
castle gonna go
judged
up?
after Cyanide losing that early push.
It's a good game, really good game. Both
Well
players.
played by both the players.
Cyanide just needs to not throw his army away, and he'll be
And
grand.
please look at the tech tree, get bloodlines next time.
120 kills, 75 units lost.
There's
And
a
Tommy was
huge-
making skirms.
Yeah, there's a huge difference of 100 HP knight and 120 HP knight plus
Yeah.
armor.
Well, that's an extra 20 skirm shots.
Yeah.
Like that's massive.
Yeah. That's where he lost all of his cavalry army.
Sad times. Right, they should have started. So
I mean, it's just basic for any beginner player. Bloodlines is must if you're going for stable units. Even if it's cavalry archers, anything without bloodlines, they suck.
has he been kind and?
So this is best of 3, right?
Best of 3.
Okay.
And he has sent me the game ID. Has he
Yeah,
sent
I
you
got-
the game
yeah,
ID?
yeah, I got the game ID
He's
too.
good. I like Cyanide. He gets bonus
Oh.
points.
I know what's gonna happen. I don't want to say it out, but I know what's gonna happen. He's been preparing for this all day for fun.
Well, this is his home map. We've got Arena. We've got Mongols and Aztecs. Is Cyanide going to attempt a siege monk push?
Yes, I think
Yes,
so,
boy.
too.
How exciting. Mongols, maybe not a particularly wonderful pick for Arena, all things considered. Though
Yeah,
Mongols
that's
can
true.
do really well against, like, he's fluked a very lucky engagement. Because I think some of the other civs,
Let's
On
see
Arena
how
can be-
fast that siege monk push is gonna be from Cyanide.
definitely.
And
I look
finally,
forward
it's
to it.
happening. I'm dying to
he's
watch
here.
this.
He's here. Absolutely. How exciting. So, we've been seeing a lot of development in the arena play for kind of low ELO players. Also, thank you, Mango Monkey, for the follow. I appreciate it. And thank you, The Unexplainable One, for the follow 16 minutes ago. I completely ignored that because I was too invested in the game.
That's really nice name, unexplainable one.
It is.
It perfectly fits for the Dark Age. Unexplainable strats.
We've been seeing from low ELO players on Arena, and I think this has really helped with the push to a more aggressive play style in DE overall compared to HD and Voobly.
Yeah, sort of, yes. That's true.
Like, Arena, turtle up, get to imp, then the game starts. Maybe there's a bit of a fight for relic control in Castle Age, and
If you're
that's
going for
pretty
siege
much
monk
it.
push, you don't need relics. You just need gold.
Exactly.
And the gold pies that are inside your base are more than enough to kill your opponent.
Totally.
Especially, I mean, I don't know. At this level, I think it should be easy. If one player has practiced siege monk push again and again, it's gonna be pretty easy for that particular player. I don't know how much Cyanide practiced siege monk push, but based on his civ pick and what we discussed earlier, I think it's gonna be siege monk push.
Well, it would be the done thing. It's why Aztecs are so broken on Arena. But there's been so many shifts in how people are playing Arena itself. In
That's
that
true.
the aggressive plays, dropping a forward castle on your opponent,
Mm-hmm.
and the moment that you're in castle, getting 2 saboteurs out, blowing up a gate, and spamming whatever units, literally whatever units you've got into your opponent's base,
Yeah.
is becoming more and more common.
That is true. The only way I think Tommy can defend against the Siege Monk push is by getting towers up in his own base
Yeah.
with the castle. Even go for what's the next tower upgrade?
Keep.
Keeps, yeah.
God tower?
Not keeps. Keeps come in. Yeah, God tower.
Yeah, God Tower, that's the one.
You should
Aztecs
get
should
all
be
the
removed from the
upgrades,
game.
even murder holes if he wants to survive. If
Murder
Cyanide goes
holes.
for
It could be very tough. This is a very tough matchup for Mongols. I just don't pick Mongols as an arena civ. Mongols are super versatile on open maps.
I mean,
They have a
again,
lot going for
this
them.
is you can easily defend. All it depends like where you drop your that first castle. If Tommy finds it earlier, if he's going for if Cyanide is going for a siege monk push, all he has to do is delay his castle time slightly a bit, get on the stone, get enough stone to build a castle, drop it exactly the place where it secures all the resources, just not like in Arabia in the previous game, where it
Yeah.
secures all his resources and block all the other entrances.
I mean, the other thing that Mongols can do is they can pull off a pretty damn good fast castle.
Oh yes,
So
they can, especially if Tommy is able to push the deer. Milling
Aztecs-
again is slightly questionable on Arena. It's not questionable. It's like wasting another 100 wood where you can invest that wood in farms.
But once again, at low ELO, if you're shit at pushing deer, and you're gonna waste time doing it, just fucking mill them. Just mill them. It's only 100 wood. Just mill them. You practice it, get good at it, then push them in. But if you in a tournament and you're not just mill them. Fucking mill them. It's fine. Mongols versus Aztecs. Game
Here we
2. Kicking
Let's
off.
see what's gonna happen now.
So we have Tommy to the north in the red, playing as the Mongols, not going for a triple house play.
Oh god. Still fine. He has enough resources for a lumber camp. It's okay. But I mean that's likely gonna push him back with the food count, but that's alright. That's not the end of the world.
Still alright for one more. He'll probably be fine.
At least he won't get housed for some time.
He won't get housed for some time. Maybe he was triggered from the last game.
Maybe. But look at Cyanide's map. This is amazing for him. That extra stone at the back of his base, main gold, main stone. Even if Cyanide is not able to go for a siege monk push, he has enough resources at the back of his base. He can do anything he wants to.
In a grand position. But at the same time, Tommy's map isn't terrible. Yes, he's got a forward gold and a forward stone, but at the back, he has a back gold and a back stone.
Yeah.
Even if a play lands at the front castle or a siege monk push, he can wall in behind. He's still access to his major resources. Even if he's a bit late with his castle, he can still get his buildings up and potentially defend from an aggressive play. It's a very good map for defending against high damage. But at the same time, you can do a lot with a siege monk push or a castle play from Cyanide's position.
And also looking at the units from both the civilizations, the Aztecs can counter everything what Mongols has. Especially
Absolutely,
those skirms, they get extra damage, extra armor, I think extra PS armor, something like that, which would be pretty good against those Mangdai. Even if, let's say, Cyanide goes for Hussars, Aztec Pike are not that easy. They're pretty crazy. They're sick.
They are good enough. Of all of the pikes, it's like Aztec pikes and Viking pikes against Cav. Probably going to do about the best
Aztec
that you can
pikes
do
are
from pikes.
close to halbs with even
Yeah.
more attack. I think. If I
Scary
remember it
boys.
Right, yeah.
It's because they if they got Halb, Aztec pikes would be broken. They would be
Yeah.
just wrong.
That is true. Pretty
I
good
think
match
both.
for both the players, and relic positioning. It's pretty good for Tommy. He can get 2 relics easily, and the 2 relics are pretty close to. Actually, 3 relics are close to Cyanide's base. Being Aztec player, the relics are so important because that's gonna increase your monk's crap. It's gonna be very hard for Tommy if Cyanide goes for those relics as well, along with the Sage Monk push.
You have been training Cyanide. Look at him. He's pushing deer.
Yes.
He's a 1300 player. He's not a what Cyanide. He's about what 1k 11 not just under 1100, something like that.
Yeah, he's close to 1100 something. And look at Tommy, he's pushing deer as well.
Yeah, they make me feel bad. I don't bother. I just whack that mill down. I don't
Tommy
give a
just
damn.
forgot to follow the deer.
And Cyanide's deer went back.
Oh, well, at least he did push one. But I mean, there is another option with a D right now. So if you don't know what to, if you have any troubles pushing the deer, what you can use is the follow button.
Yeah, I have been told this, that you can just follow it in.
Yeah,
Which is...
that's pretty sick. That's pretty good as well.
That works. There's been so many kind of quality of life features that make the game a little bit easier,
Yeah,
let's
for
say,
beginners.
for people. Auto everything,
us.
auto everything.
Yeah, auto everything. Auto push. Auto push would be pretty sick, right?
I would use it. I'm not even gonna lie. I would use it. I don't even
use
care if
that too.
MBL tilts. I would fully use that. Getting our next boar in. Cyanide is doing okay. He's 1 vill ahead. Well, a vill and a bit. He's got a little bit of idle time out of Tommy. Not
The
too
deer-
bad.
The second deer is running back again. On the other side, let's see if Tommy is gonna push his second deer successfully.
I mean, Tommy's doing. Both of both of them are really struggling with the deer push, and this is honest to God why I don't bother, because this is me. This deer is my deer, and this scout is my scout. I fully relate. I am not. Fuck that goal. Is that a mining camp? No.
It's I think it's fine. So he's just gonna oversaturate the two sides to the 2 piles of that gold right next to the mining camp. But still,
I mean, you can't. It's fine if you're only using 2 villages.
yeah, if
Yeah,
you
this
put
is
more,
fine.
then nope.
It's not only is it inefficient, the villagers will bump into each other so
Yeah.
much that you are like 6 villagers is equivalent to 3. Like, it's so bad. It has massive impact, especially because all of the villagers are going to the other side of the gold anyway.
They have to walk
It's like,
miles.
put it on the fucking flat side for the love of sanity.
Seems like Tommy gave up pushing the deer. And Cyanide clicked up with 25 wells. He needs few more farms here. Oh god. Oh, not like this, Cyanide. He has 6 villagers collecting berries, which is still fine. Dude, get this. Okay, finally he gets it.
Nice.
Oh, this is bad again. He has 6 villages collecting gold. Oh, that's not good.
Did he push that deer all the way round the TC to get
Yes,
it round?
he did
That's
that.
like, they were going south. That's a. Oh, fucking. Both of them would have been better off if they both just milled it. Like, it's just not worth it. It's not worth the faff.
He's going for barracks? What?
Interesting.
He's so gone. Seems like he's gonna just sell some gold or maybe wood or maybe stone and get up to castle.
Well, I mean, he's got to buy some wood. He's not gonna have enough wood because he's only just getting 7 onto lumber right now. He's not gonna have enough for his buildings.
It's gonna be bad.
So, even if he gets a market up first, and he's not, he's getting the blacksmith.
Oh no.
This is especially because he's using his wood choppers to do it. It's like you've pretty much got enough gold. Take your gold miners off. Use your gold miners to make your buildings.
I mean,
You're gonna delay your uptime even more like this.
this is too early on the gold. You
Definitely.
should add those extra 4 wills on gold before you click up to Castle Age. No?
Yeah.
Feudal itself.
When you're doing a fast castle, I mean, this is often something that I get wrong myself. How many lumberjacks would you traditionally go for
So
yourself?
if it's Siege Monk push, I would go for 2 lumber camps, 4 to 5 on each lumber camp.
Yeah.
That's the way. But Siege Monk push, I would find a better place where I can draw. For example, Cyanide's first lumber camp is pretty good. You can just, it can accommodate easily up to 10 wills easily.
Yeah.
You don't, they won't get overcrowded or bump into each other. So that's more than enough. Like 1 lumber camp, like 5 wills on each side should be more than enough. But Cyanide, I don't know why he went for another lumber camp where all of his wills are just bumping into each other. But somehow he clicked up to
Why he's up to Castle Age.
up to
Though
Castle, yeah.
Tommy is not far behind, but once again, Cyanide is ahead in his click up times.
By 25% easily.
25%, 2 villagers, but he's ahead of the Mongol player. The Mongol fast castle should traditionally be a
1445.
little bit faster.
Yeah, 1440 something. That's Mongol timing. Any timing, it's 1430 to 1450. But
Good
let's
to know.
see.
Because my timings are definitely not that. Oh,
I mean,
God.
that's like proper timings. Like anything around 15 to 1530 for beginners is still fine, like us.
Any of the negative comments I make, except resource positions. If I'm making a comment on the resource positions, fucking listen. Sweet Lord, please listen. Nothing irritates me more. But other than that, like, I'm pretty garbage at the game when it comes down to it. So anybody in chat, don't worry too much if I'm slagging you off when you're playing the game for the decisions you're making. It's only from an objective, viewable position, and not that I would do any better. Definitely not.
But 16-20 minutes castle time for Cyanide. By now he should be pushing with siege.
His monasteries are home.
Oh no.
Do you
Oh,
not want your monasteries forward?
If it's siege monk push, this is terrible.
So he's actually sending his units out. He's not going for siege monk push. He's going
Okay.
for relic control. And even then, you want your monasteries in the middle so you can send them
he's
out
going
to...
for double monastery. That's something.
Yeah, double monastery.
Yeah.
He's going full relic control. He's going to try and take this late game. He's been scared off his siege monk push. That is so gutting, because I think siege monk push probably would have ended this game.
Yeah,
I think that's a bit of a misplay.
I agree with that. Especially with the timings, for sure.
We have a siege workshop on the way up.
No, it
It's
is
on the left.
siege monk push.
So it is a siege monk push. Just a fucking weird one.
And one eagle camping each relic. What, seriously? Oh my god. And they're not even in attack stance. They're just helpless. Oh god. And no loom. That villager is out. Cyanide, what are you doing?
It's an interesting play. He's still 3 vills ahead, 2 vills ahead now, but
It's his
2 of
own
them are
version
idle.
of Smash.
And we don't have enough wood to remake farms, so that's something. The actual overall build of Tommy has been a little scrappy. But he's got 2 PCs up, he's starting to do his booming
And
expansion.
Look at the siege workshop. Why is it close to his base? Why can't he just build it right next to
Right next to his
Thomas' base?
opponent.
Yeah, right next to the market. Kill the market first.
Oh, but look at this, it's so well done. Tommy has already got his castle on the way.
Yeah, this
Siege monk
castle
push
portion
does
is
nothing.
much better than the previous one. What we have seen.
Yeah. Definitely. I think this is a really good castle placement. he could probably have, like, because he's not really got the idea of what's coming at him.
Yeah.
This is a great defensive castle,
And
especially
now-
considering where his buildings are placed.
True. Now Cyanide has to look for that. He's getting more relics. He has 2 relics back home, and the 3rd relic is coming home, and the 4th relic, and he's gonna get all the relics. There's no doubt about that. But he has to find a way and push. Oh,
Really tough. I think with that castle up, he
yep.
needs to scout the castle, and he still go for the push, but he
He's
needs to
gonna-
push from the right-hand side.
He's gonna find it in a hard way. Just
He
break
is
the
gonna
gate,
find
get
it in a
inside,
hard way.
and get direct to the castle.
If Mangadai come out, Siege
Mangudai
Monk
is
push is
still
dash.
fine. These monks have 9 range, so he can still convert, but I don't know.
Does he
how
have the
good-
micro though?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's the
the-
point.
It's the negative of a Siege Monk push at lower ELOs is that you just tend to have a lot of players that do not have the click speed. And considering the general unit control of Cyanide so far, from what we saw in the first game, wasn't exactly top tier. Considering how all of his armies
Still,
died.
no sanity on the monks. He has a lot of monks, no sanity, and he's going for a push. Oh god. And now he sees castle. All he has to do is go around and try to break it from the other side. Simple.
Mangadai are already on the way out. I mean, this is a far better position for Tommy than it should be. He's also now got a villager lead because we sort of forgot to make villagers at home
This
for
is all in
Cyanide.
push by Cyanide.
And we're only on the one TC. Yeah, and he's housed.
And he sounds badly.
Housed!
If he unqueues all the wills and all the monks, all the eagles, he can click up to Imperial Age.
Yeah, Eagles probably not the play right now.
There's still Eagle Scouts, not even Eagle Warriors.
Yeah, like they'll die to the Mangadai. I mean, Mangadai in mass will kill fucking Haskals if they want. It's that classic joke. Mangadai walks to the bar and goes to the counter. Jokes.
Just for
He didn't do that. There is no counter.
What's happening here? Why? Dude, use your freaking monks!
Both
Please.
players. Both players.
I like,
This is
nope.
what happens when you have a 2K player watching the games.
Oh,
Like,
no.
please, use the units. But at the same time, he's listened. He's transitioning his attack position. He is moving around to start pressuring on the other side. But at the same time, we've got stables coming up for Tommy. I think that's a good play if we
There
go.
are eagles now. Elite eagle warrior, eagle warriors. He'll be all right. But the problem here is he should have converted all those 4 Mangutai easily,
Yeah.
and whatever the position that he was in, he just threw it out. And still, oh god, no sanity.
Is Mangadai deliberately running out to try and get this monk? I think they are, you know. He could have just killed it with the light cav. I don't know why he didn't bother. No, he's given up. He's going back.
Okay, dude, take your relics. I just want my Mangutai. Oh no, this is so freaking bad. Dude, get sanity. Increase those hit points on the monks. Convert!
Oh!
No,
Pop, pop, pop!
Oh god.
Oh, there he goes. He's going. I mean, this is a lot of monks. This is probably more monks than he has the ability to
He
hotkey
still
and control.
doesn't have no sanity, no redemption. That means whatever the siege that comes out,
He can't. He,
convert the
oh,
scout.
the,
He's using all the monks to convert 2 scouts. Oh, terrible.
it's okay. He gets 1, but he's lost 3, 4,
At least get the mangonel now.
5.
Oh god, 2 scouts killed almost all the monks.
But at the same time, the Eagle Warriors will merrily mop up Light Cav.
Yeah,
The Mangadai are not going to do a great job against Eagle Warriors. They can only really chase them down and micro them
Cyanide is
down.
just gonna throw all the monks. Oh god, no, not like this, Cyanide. Still no sanity on the monks. Oh
It's
no.
like the push is sort of dead, right?
Push is gone. It's over.
And so from now we've got ballistics coming in for Tommy. Tommy is in, so he's 10 vills ahead. He
That's it.
has the military. He can
This
sort of
is
afford to
GG.
take these fights now. This
Oh
push does not
no.
go his way, and that's the tough
Oh
thing
no.
about going to not play when the micro behind it is just not up to scale. We do have 5 relics in.
But
Oh,
let's see if he's adding. Okay, he's adding more town centers. He's trying to boom, which is a good decision right now. But can he able to hold? That's the
Hold.
question.
like if we get Tommy up to imp first, which say he's got 19, 20 on food, 8 on gold. At the moment, his focus is getting Mangadai numbers out, getting a second castle up on the right-hand side of his base to really secure the siege. I mean, I don't even know if it's really worth putting an X castle down there. Maybe just to make sure the raids don't come in.
That is true.
But at the same time, he could just, I don't know, re-wall his base.
Yep. Look at the military.
I think I would.
20 to 11.
He's got the military. I would have preferred if this castle, considering his position, was either on some of the gold that was forward to secure some extra map control, or just literally on top of his opponent.
This map, I mean, this castle is pretty fine. It's okay. So it's gonna completely
defends his
stop
base.
Cyanide pushing from that particular area. Right now, Cyanide can go into his Tommy's base, even if he breaks that gate right in front of that castle.
Yeah.
Pretty smart play by Tommy, I would say. Oh,
Jeez.
nice micro too.
He's good. Like, the overall play by Tommy has been very, very good. And I think Cyanide has come in with game plans, but I think just the overall
No,
strength
game
of play
plans are
from
fine,
Tommy.
But if you don't get your upgrades, there's no point
Yeah.
of a game plan.
I also think that
You need
his
the
Siege Monk
upgrades.
Plus was just too late.
Yeah,
Imagine
it was
if
too late.
those villages were forward and the buildings were being built at his opponent's base and not his.
Yep,
But he probably would have been there before that castle went up.
exactly.
So because of the placement of buildings, his entire push was nerfed.
Yeah, any timing, like let's say around 15 minutes, the castle would have been way better for Cyanide. But he took 16 minutes 40 seconds for Siege Monk push, so that's pretty bad. And also, like, still no sanity on these monks. That's pretty bad. You need upgrades on those monks. Monks are just like another military unit. You need upgrades. And now, oh no, he's losing. Oh, okay, he's fine. He just got back, seeing that second castle.
It's like, what do we need from Tommy now to close this game out? He definitely has a solid advantage,
He
though
has all
he's
the
only
military.
2 vills ahead.
He has all the military that needs. He can easily add Hussars to his combination.
Yeah. Late game Mongols are just better than late game Aztecs. It's just
Oh yeah, that's the powerhouse, right? Here in all those eagles, Mangadai can snipe them easily, and Hussars will act like a meat shield.
he's even healing up his Mangadai. Just the small things. Like Tommy has shown himself to be a really comfortable player for his ELO range. I think was a couple of mistakes, but overall, like, the strength of base gameplay has been very much in Tommy's favor.
One pretty bad mistake from both the players, still no loom. The villagers are outside, they're running outside, but still no loom. They're not safe and sound outside. If you want to move out, you need loom.
Loom, clearly it's just overrated. So we've got a castle coming down for Cyanide. Not a huge fan of placement, really. I'm not sure what he's gaining from
But
the
he
castle
clicked up
there.
the castle, sorry, Imperial Leech. So that's the play
Okay.
here. With 70...
But so has
74
Tommy.
wins. Yep, but the players clicked up the Imperial Age now.
Really close. Villager counts super close. Military counts even. But
it's just
the
the
KD
composition.
is heavily favouring Tommy,
Yep.
and he can even deny this castle if he sees it.
That's the point. Let's see if he's gonna see it or not.
like this massive Mangadai, and they do have all of their relevant upgrades at the moment.
And the siege sucks in front of that Mangadai. Especially with these many Mangadai.
And what I love is that he's got the stables prepped now for his late game
He's
play.
even getting those armor upgrades. He's not missing
Oh,
any
here we go.
upgrades
He
on
sees
those.
the castle.
Oh,
Even if he
no,
doesn't deny it, he's
that's-
made it expensive.
That's gonna be a dark castle. And Cyanide, if he commits to this fight, he's gonna lose all or half of his eagles. Oh no, man.
Mangadai, there is no counter.
Cyanide. What? Oh no.
I mean, he can, if he chose to split his army just a little bit, he could completely just micro down this
That
castle.
castle is not going up.
I mean, he could go. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Go, 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 go. Make the
Build the
castle. Make the
castle.
castle. You can do it.
78% Cyanide. You can do it.
So Cyanide's like, okay, castle's coming up. I'm in imp. I'll get the trebs out. I'll start to keep pushing again.
Mad.
And then he'll realize, oh, there's absolutely nothing I can do because my opponent is now in castle. It's 2 castles to 1. We've got Mangadai on the field. The elite Mangadai upgrade will come in really, really damn quick.
Yeah, you don't even need elite Mangadai at this point.
Not in this situation.
You just need like more mass. Get stars out. Once you have like enough.
And he's
resources, then
already
you can-
prepping the light cap. He's already on the way. He's starting to get the mass up. It's a really nice play from Tommy.
Look at that! How fast that ram goes down. Like couple of shots. That's it. It's gone.
Beep, beep, beep. That's the Mangadai, man. Mangadai. And Mango Monkey, the 5 relics won't matter because you can be collecting as much gold as you want. If you're dead, you're
Yeah,
still dead.
If you cannot kill those Mangadai, there's no way you're gonna win this game.
It's like, and the 5 relics are not going to secure gold control. The entire map control is in favor of the player that can run all over the map with their units and take fights wherever they want. Aztecs are just slower than Mongols. They just are.
They're not just mobile.
And the Aztecs are pretty mobile. Their elite Eagle Warriors are very competitive units, but they're just not going to take fight against
Hussars
Hussars.
fully upgraded with bloodlines this time.
He's listening. He's listening.
Oh god, this
Nice
is,
snipe
this
up
is,
on the Treb, but the Hussar are there. We're taking fights underneath the castles. We did manage to. I was going to say we did manage to kill all of the Trebs, but we just left it alive. We're keeping the pressure on. The Mangadai can just run in and take that Treb out if they want. They're taking way better fights. Mangadai, Melt Siege,
this is
like
this is
Celt
slightly
ETC.
bad micro by Tommy by losing all those Mangadai. He lost easily 5 to 10 Mangadai there. He shouldn't be doing that, and this is again a throw of army by Cyanide. He sent all of those eagles to just one thread.
Yeah.
If he would have micro it slightly better, he could have easily killed another 5 to 10 Mangadai.
The Treb production, we're making 2 Trebs out of 1 castle instead of out of either castle, but at the same time he's now starting to keep his Mangadai production up. I really, really like Tommy's position. I think his play has been incredibly strong to get himself into this position. The dangers of an Aztec play in early castle is there, definitely there. It's one of the strongest arena civs for a reason. And I think Tommy has dealt with that really nicely. But at the same time, these massive Eagle Warriors, they're fully upgraded. Like, they can now tank fights. They can definitely mop up the Hussar. They can push back the Mangadai. And if this castle goes down, we're still in a position where Cyanide's game is not over. He has relic control, so he's got plenty of gold coming in.
I think he doesn't have Garland upgrade. Nope, he doesn't. So, yeah. They're not as strong as we expected, Eagles. They're gonna die pretty fast. One castle goes down for Tommy. All Cyanide needs is he can just switch to like keep all the eagles, get couple of archery rangers, get all the upgrades on skirms.
We
He
look
can
like we're
still
going for
kill.
Step Lancer
Step
and
Lancers?
Camel. Camel. Why the fuck Camel, Tommy? I'm hoping that's a
Step
misclick.
Lancers suck.
Cavalier in this situation, definitely do it. Cavalier will help being a meat shield. They'll do really well against the elite Eagle Warriors. Cavalier, great, go for it. Fucking get Paladin if you want. The Aztecs are really going to struggle against that, but I think Tommy's sort of dropped off a little bit. His position was strong, but it's how he's going to deal with this massive Eagles. And currently, he's got nothing in place to deal with that, and I think the Step Lancer panic is just not the right play.
And
By going Step Lancer, he might genuinely throw this game, and Cyanide might still get a win.
And he just spent all of his gold, half the gold, half of his resources on that elite Step Lancer upgrade. But Eagles are more than enough. Even if Cyanide goes for, let's say, mass skirms, they can kill those Step Lancers.
Step Lancers are just, they stop being useful in Imp.
Yep.
Step Lancers are great at mopping up collections of
Just villages.
villagers. They're pretty good at dealing with crossbows. If you've got enough mass, you're microing down a bunch of Step Lancers in Castle Age is pretty much impossible. Got a group of 10 Step Lancers, they'll mop up an army of 20 archers, crossbows quite happily.
Military, 84 military for Cyanide and 54 for Tommy. I think this is gonna be a throw from Tommy.
Definitely, I do not think Step Lancers is the play at all. If all of these Step Lancers were Cavalier, like...
Yeah, Cavalier is fine.
We'd be in a strong... He's even using the camel to scout. He's baited the army away to run in with the Step Lancers to... like, that would have been a sick move.
To repair the trebuchets. Oh no. Those trebuchets are gonna go down pretty fast. Those Mangadai. Oh no, man. I think here it's gonna be a score switch.
Definitely, that was a terrible fight.
Yeah, now all Cyanide has to do is raid the economy of Tommy's.
And
Siege
Siege Ram is in.
Eagles.
I mean, he should split this army in half. He should send half his army to keep pushing back these Mangadai so they don't kill the Siege Ram. There we go, and send the rest into the economy and just secure this game. The strength of the Aztecs coming through. I think that was
stables. Cyanide, stop killing stables. Go for the wills. He's going for town center again. Oh god.
Will still go down. There is no response. The siege ram pressuring the castle. If the castle goes down, game's over.
And the castle can still live. All Cyanide has to do is go and raid continuously.
There we go.
Tommy any room to breathe.
Villagers are expected. This was a throw by Tommy from position, but Cyanide played this really well, going for the big old chunking mass of eagles. Honestly, if it had been Cavalier instead of Step Lancer, this entire fight wouldn't have happened. But at the same time, stick play from Cyanide to get himself back in, because he was like dead.
Yeah.
And we get a GG. We go to a
GG.
game 3. We did, considering the position after the failed siege monk push, we're there going like, this is a 2-0. Like, this game is over. But Cyanide gets the third game in. Fantastic play. He should be really happy with himself.
Power of extra gold.
Power of extra gold indeed. 5 relic control. We're saying it doesn't matter. It clearly mattered a little bit.
Yep.
Every little helps.
Oh, thanks to Tommy's micro over there.
There was some misplays there.
18,000 gold collected for Cyanide. Sick.
Once again, we see villager high with Tommy. Matters not. Both players getting to 80, 90 villagers. They're about where we suggested. Thank you for the follow, Tulio. I genuinely, Mango Monkey, I honestly thought, I genuinely thought that he had it as well. But that's a good point. I do need to do the scoreboard quick.
Hey, hello.
Thanks
You. For the follow. And Rairo. And also
There we go.
Karthik. Kira11. Thanks, guys.
Once again, for everybody here, this is the in-season esports Dark Age Cup that we are currently perusing. And we are going into game 3 of Cyanide versus Tommy. We didn't know we'd get this far. Like,
True. Tom,
that's
I'll be
all.
back in a minute. I'll just go and get some
That's
water.
all right.
Yeah, see you in a
Take
bit.
your break. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, so many messages. So many messages in. Good times. Good times. Looks like we've got a couple of minutes until the next game starts. I'm not surprised. I think both players would want to take a quick break in between. So I'm going to run myself to the toilet because I'm a delicate fairy. And in the Discord, you sent me a scoreboard. I'm missing it. I'm missing it. So you did. I'll make sure to set it up for another time. Because I need a wee. I'm gonna waz myself. And I'm ever so delicate. I also I'm pretty bad with it all, really. I almost don't even mind my really shitty scoreboard. I will be back. I'll be back shortly. I'm gonna leave you with some tasteful music.
I'm back.
Well, I can leave you merrily with our chat. Keep an eye out for the games for me. I will be back in a second, so I don't piddle myself.
I will do that.
And I need a sort of in between games kind of vibe going on. So let's go for that one. Oh no, we'll go this one. That way everybody can hear you and not me. Ha 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 ha. It looks like
We got the game in 2
it
minutes.
looks like we have a game. Oh, it would look like we've got a game even more if it would appear on the spectate thing for more than a second. Thanks, DE. We can just see me flummoxing here for fun. Way. CB, you've been given so many subs around on your channel that you've got like all the pride, like absolutely all the pride going on there. Come on, baby, give me a game. Okay, exit out of multiplayer, come back in.
We still have a minute to go, so take your time.
It's just DE things, really. Oh, stop! Oh,
Shall I post the code?
yeah, I've got it. 29, 21,
Yeah.
19, 19. It's just doing the fun thing where every so often it'll pop up when you refresh, and then disappear again. It's like, come on, you could do it. Come on, DE.
Yes, 29 seconds to go. Did you get it?
Nope. But it's okay. You can start for your chat, and I'll catch up in real time.
Okay.
It'll appear eventually.
Just type the names and see, maybe.
Knobbish thing.
We are in game.
I'm sulking.
I'm just gonna watch until you get back.
I'll put the elevator music back on like this. Do 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 do. I normally don't have to go all the way out.
Surprising saves.
There we go.
Some crazy map.
Ethiopians versus Vikings
Yeah.
on 4 lakes.
These Vikings is fine, but Ethiopians, I don't know.
Once again with the 3 house start for Tommy.
Seems like they're pretty standard for Tom.
He just likes dropping his 3 houses at the start, I guess.
Ow.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Now, these are 2 civs that I don't see on 4 lakes a huge amount.
Japanese is still fine. You can go like pretty fast imp. Once you get the map control, you can clear your opponent pretty fast. But the
Japanese OP.
Yeah. OP, yeah,
But-
especially with the cheaper mill, cheaper lumber camps.
Japanese, Persians, Byzantines, all perfectly viable civs on this map. Vikings are okay, but it's really hard to hold your pawns because
Yeah.
all it takes is like
I don't know why
2
Vikings
fire ships.
Though. Maybe he
Vikings
just wants
have
to go 1 TC Imperial Age and push.
Maybe. I like Vikings, I just don't like Vikings on this map. I think water control is too important, and because you can't have micro fights with galleys here on long ships, it's just not the play. It's not the map for Vikings.
Maybe he just wants to get long boats.
I mean, it's not the map for Ethiopians particularly either.
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
remove banner. Thank you, chat. There we go. Now you can see what's going on.
I don't know.
PK
Says
Jammu, Persians are really good. Really
Persians
good
fit
on 4
any
lakes.
hybrid map. Persians, Japanese, pretty sick.
Like, Japanese in ABCD at the lower yellow tournament was the standard play at the start, but by the end, it ended up being Persian mirrors every time because the Japanese could lose out to the Persians in so many ways because the Persians would go aggressive, and then they get their fucking trash bows up, and the Japanese would really struggle against dealing with the just pure amounts of trash and then complicated cavalry that would come their way. So,
Oh no, Tommy, don't kill your board half a mile away from your town center. Oh god, but still fine. Not that far away from the town center. Why do you think there is a gap between the mill and the berries?
There is a one tile gap happily there. It's not the worst thing, but it's not ideal. It's like if you've only got 4 villagers getting berries, put it right against it so you reduce idle time. But if you've got like 15, fine, make a gap so you get as many villagers around it as possible. But you got 2. Just put it right up against it and you'll be fine. It's okay. It's still good saturization. Exactly, CB.
We're just trying to make those wills fit and healthy.
Yeah,
Again,
they've
Tommy
got
is going for early walls. I mean, this is something that I would strongly not suggest. This is too early to wall. I mean, but this much of big, like what you should do is like you should always go for the front walls instead of side or backward walls. Try to secure the front first and then back you can wall at any time.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure what these walls are going to do, especially because, I mean, he might as well, if he's going for these big dirty fucking walls anyway.
And he's not even securing the main gold completely.
No,
not even the second gold completely, not even the stone.
He's not really securing anything. Against Vikings, which, like, I honestly believe Vikings are once again, they're going to come at you with archers. If they've got any sense. They'll be coming at you with archers.
I like that. I hope Vikings got some sense.
It's like, that's what we're getting. The other thing is we are still actually open. Like, he has fully walled, but there is the gap between the wood line and the pond.
Yep,
I kind of feel like if you're gonna go for this big fucking dirty wall...
you know what he's gonna do? I think he's gonna drop a dog there and block that area off.
Okay. I mean, it's a good spot for it.
If he goes for a dog.
Oh god, please go for a dock, Tommy. It's 4 lakes. We do have a 5th going over to wood.
Yeah, look at the amount of food that he has there. Like thousands of food in that tiny pond.
Just please do it. I mean, we're already in a better position for Cyanide because he's got a dock up, he's got fishing ships out, a fishing ship out.
Extra food is gonna slowly kick up.
Cyanide up first. On 25 villages or 25 economy units. Like, that's pretty significant.
And now, Tommy is going for a dog. It's quite late. And, I mean, it's not gonna be that much of a big difference because Cyanide is not adding any fishing ships. It's just on 1 fishing ship. But, yeah, any amount of food in the early game is pretty good.
Oh, no, please don't. Not another mining camp like that, please. Everybody watching who is currently a low ELO legend, like myself, like the others, go for the flat side. So 1 tile up and 1 tile to the left. Just
he can leave the gap if he wants to.
Yeah, leave the gap. Please leave the gap. Wood lines, don't leave the gap. Mills, don't leave the gap. Golden stone, leave the fucking gap.
Tommy running directly into the town center. Oh no, it's gonna be devastating for him. He may lose his scout here.
I thought he was attempting to micro it out, but he did not. He just microed it into the arrows.
Oh no.
And we have actually walled to the edge of the map. We've walled our villager out, but we have walled to the edge of the map, but the scout is already in. Once again, Cyanide is in his opponent's base with his scout, and has stopped right at the edge of the TC line. He might have... Genuinely, Cyanide might have the range mod.
He's just happy to sit there and watch all day.
Yeah, just perving. And because what's handy is he's stopped right in the middle of a section of squares. You can't wall that scout in. as much as you want
Yeah,
to.
it's true.
Like, yeah, it's so tempting to just want to wall it in because it's just sat there doing nothing, but you can't.
So one fishing ship for okay. Cyanide has 4 fishing ships now. Just one for
Fourth and one.
Tommy, and yeah, Cyanide is gonna be pretty good at his food economy, especially with those 4 fishing ships working. And like at this point, I think he can easily go for another dock in the second lake, and also even on the third one, you can easily go for 1 villager. All you need.
How do Ethiopians beat Vikings in late game?
Pretty difficult, but Vikings all they have that free economy boost with the wheelbarrow, everything.
Berserk Siege.
Berserk Siege
Like-
is gonna be pretty sick. Ethiopians.
The Shoto warriors are great, like they mop up Huskarls like it's a fetish, but I don't know
Yeah,
how well
they-
Shoto
they-
warriors do against Berserk.
They have that extra damage. Only if Tommy knows the upgrade, it's gonna be pretty good for him. If he doesn't know the castle upgrades for Shuttle Warriors, it's gonna be devastating for him.
But at the same time, when you've got that backed up, I would much rather have a combo of Arbs and Berserks than Shoto warriors
Yeah, Alps and
and
Berserks
Ethiopian
kill
Arb.
everything. And also
So-
Vikings get the siege ram. You can afford siege ram pretty early
Yeah,
and pretty fast compared to any other civilization, especially because of their economy bonus.
I think that if we're playing as Tommy in this situation, your Civ is not your ally as this game goes on. So you've got to hinder your opponent,
You
which
have
means
to
that
kill Vikings fast.
you have to kill their fishing economy. We need aggressive docks from Tommy. We need fire ships out.
Yep.
If
Seems
we
like both the players are not gonna go for that.
doesn't look like it. Though, I mean, at the same time, Tommy's back pond is completely safe, so he might be aware of it as a potential risk and a potential thing that he might be going for, especially because he sees that he can dock his opponent's pond.
But look at Cyanide, he already clicked up the castle. All he has to do is drop a couple of archery ranges and get the expos, and Tommy is already dead.
One archery range on the way.
This is something that I don't like again from Cyanide. Though he has big walls up, why build archery range somewhere close to your... Look at the secondary archery range.
Yeah.
So both the archery ranges should have been in that range, and he could have easily made some gate and move forward. And also by
Yeah.
this time he should have got them up. So gates and everything is fine, but it's just all those small tiny things.
I mean,
which
at the
would
same time,
impact the game.
these gates, they're up, but it's only 21 health on it. Like, if those scouts did get in, they would just walk their way through that gate.
And Cyanide is going for... What? He's going for archers and he's getting armor upgrade? And and spears? What? Seriously?
Hey, you gotta stop those Viking knights. They're famous Viking knights for being incredibly useful.
What is this? He's getting crossbow upgrade too. But no fletching. Nothing. God, seriously?
Sorry, it turns out fletching's not an important upgrade. He's heavy into spears. It's scouts. You're making crossbow. 6 crossbow will kill all of those scouts. You don't need to worry. You're fine. You can wall up behind this forever. There is no need to heavy invest into large amounts of spears.
Oh god. It's so painful to watch.
But it's a great learning experience for anybody who is on a similar level.
So he's got fletching now. Now all he has to do is get to the main gold and start harassing him.
His base is terrible.
But Ethiopian
He has-
soldiers are not so they're not that bad. They shoot faster than any other civilization in the game.
But only in prolonged fights. So when it comes down to small numbers of micro, like when you're under 10 archers, it doesn't really matter because
True.
you're shooting and moving and shooting and moving.
True.
If you know how to play archers,
The
which
Fletching is coming in for Ethiopians.
he does have the mass though, so at the moment he's in a fine position and
You know
he
what's
will
gonna
have enough.
happen? I'm thinking that Tommy will wait until he gets to castle. Oh nope! I'll take my vote back. He's moving forward. And Cyanide is
One
exactly
archer.
waiting there.
I bet.
Cyanide doesn't have enough numbers. He has
I mean, it's
all
been-
fully upgraded spearmen.
It's been an efficient trade. That was 3 crossbows for 4 archers.
Oh,
The archers were in mass. Like, that's actually pretty bad when you're trying to keep your archer numbers up so your crossbow upgrade is worth something. Taking bad fights like that, that's effectively losing 4 crossbows.
Yeah, and still no botcan arrow for Cyanide.
Vodkin arrow for Tommy, and he was up later. So,
And there is a whole, looks like this is gonna be a throw from Cyanide this game. He's
on the way out.
adding scope, seriously, oh god. Oh, no.
What? No, why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? Tommy, you're
Oh, look
being
at-
pressured by 4 skirms and some spears. Just, oh no,
man,
just you.
But at least those scouts are doing pretty good damage.
The scouts have done work at home. At least he's still maintaining something. He's coming home to mop this attack up, which I guess is fine. He didn't need to. He could have just killed his opponent. Pling, 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 pling.
And especially with these many numbers, Ethiopian archers are just gonna be pretty insane. Still no botcan arrow for Cyanide, no armor. Tommy has everything, why is he not moving forward? Oh god, Tommy, not like this.
Know a player exactly like this. His name is Nectary, and he did really, really well in the ABCD Cup. He went archers in every single matchup. And Tommy's just killed all of his own ostrich. There you go. A self-lame there. And he would never go out. He'd mass his archers. He'd sit at home. The one thing that Tommy is doing that Nectary never did was getting his upgrades. Transitioning over to Stone, we've not got the Elite Skirm upgrade. If you're going to do Skirms, might as well get Elite. This is not great for Cyanide.
Looking so good for Cyanide, yeah.
He's
getting
taking
his
bad fights.
Botcan arrow right now. But Tommy is going for Thumbring, which is even gonna be faster fighting crossbowmen. They already fire faster, but with Thumbring, they're gonna fire even faster.
Ethian archers go brrr.
And
However-
the Mangonel is gonna come out too.
It's like, yeah, you've got skirms, but they are not upgraded. You need the elite skirm upgrade
Who
to be
needs
dealing with
upgrade?
this.
If you can scare your opponent.
There we go, elite skirm on its way, finally. But at the same time, Mangonel on the way out, so there you go. The elite skirm upgrade immediately nerfed. 1 Mangonel. It's a really nice play. I've been genuinely really impressed with how Tommy has dealt with things.
Tommy has very good game sense, I would say that. He knows what he's doing.
Especially for his ELO. If he patrolled his units more, or used the attack move more, I think he would take better fights. And he wouldn't keep losing units in fights that he shouldn't be taking. I like that Cyanide is taking the hill, and not letting his opponent get the hill with ease, because once again, this is a great hill to whack a castle up on and start your push from.
Exactly.
Same on the-
Look at the amount of Cyanide's resources. 1400 gold, and now he's gonna throw his half army to Mangonel. Okay, nope, he did.
I mean,
1600
it's scary. It's
gold.
scary. Oh god, it's scary. You know it's there. There's no response for it
scared.
either. Yeet!
No, there
Oh!
you go! The butterboom! No, god, no, Cyanide, not like this. Oh my god. That's it, there you go, the score switch. And even more. Oh shit.
Bada boom!
No, not like this, Cyanide.
Who cares about water control when everything is dead?
Oh god.
Ah. Eh,
Oh shit. He's just continuously running to the mangonel.
this mangonel has literally killed the entire army on his own.
Yeah.
I, this mangonel MVP. He needs to take this mangonel home and just retire him happily. He can go out. There could be new mangonels. This mangonel, he can go home.
That mangonel needs a warrior's death. And more mangonels are being added right now.
This is great play. I mean, we're still making
amazing play by Tommy, I would say that.
halves.
Like, yeah.
No, not halves, pikes, but I'm not entirely sure why.
This already looks like it's gonna be very difficult for Cyanide to get back into the game. He's going for a stable, which is fine, but there are enough crossbows to kill those knights. They don't get bloodlines.
Trying to take the mangonels down with villagers. Do they get the one down?
Yes,
they killed the hero
MVP.
mangonel. No!
And here comes the forward castle. Yes, that's what we wanna see. Complete map control. He has the control. He has more military. He has a mangonel. Better mangonel, which can kill everything. Oh god! How many times are we gonna see this? Cyanide, not like this. Oh god!
So many booms. I love it. He's attacking ground. He's trying to get the hits on where he's expecting them to go. So sick. Tommy is in absolute control.
Oh god! This looks like a troll game by
good.
Tommy, but
Tommy is smurfing.
yeah, it seems like. But amazing play by Tommy. Perfect map presence. He knows what he's doing.
Pressuring the TC now. Tommy is in.
Yeah,
He's in the
and-
GG position. It's such a solid
Yeah,
game from
that
him.
single
Cyanide
leg
has
is not
done
gonna
really
get
well, but Tommy has been
on top
Just-
of everything. Yeah, true.
super destructive.
Tommy just needs some gold and he can easily click up to Imperial Age. Looking at Cyanide's resources, 2k gold, 2k wood, and he's still struggling to click up. And no military. Zero military basically. No wood, he's gonna run out of options for collecting wood. Oh, another massacre. Tommy should run away from the town center. He's running away. It's good. Cyanide has enough resources for his own castle. I hope he's gonna realize that he can drop a castle.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Castle comes up on the gold. It's a good spot for him, but it's going to take more than that to. But at the same time, we've still only got 55 villagers for Tommy. This entire push has got nothing at the back of it.
Cyanide has 87 wills. Is he gonna somehow push him back? Hey, he's adding more archery ranges, which is good. Hey Christian, yeah, you're right, man. But the problem is Cyanide is not adding any military. He's adding more ranges, and he's sacrificing all of his wells. And the mangonel still lives. Who needs more villagers if we can actually control the military? And you don't have to worry about your wills. Tom, did you see that he's adding another town center?
I mean, it doesn't matter how many town centers you put. You like
Oh god.
right back where it was. Like,
The more and more scums coming out. Can Cyanide still somehow survive and get back into the game and push Tommy back.
I mean, I'm glad he's still playing because like this is if he loses this, he's out.
At
He
least
has an economy lead, but I mean, it's not an economy that's actually doing anything. If we're adding in our idle amounts, we're pretty even. Though we have managed to get 8 idols for Tommy because they're not really doing anything.
But Tommy has already clicked up to Imperial Age. Like once these crossroads
Drak,
become...
boom!
Another shot coming soon! No!
Like Tommy must be here, like jizzing in his pants with just
Yeah, he
like there
must
is
be
nothing
laughing.
more satisfying than killing skirms with with mangonels.
I think once Tommy reaches Imperial Age, Cyanide might even call GG. The more archery just right on the face of Cyanide.
Oh, oh god, the villagers. He's like, oh fuck, attacking the TC. I'm just, and there's the
There you go,
GG.
Cyanide calls GG. Man, amazing game by Tommy.
Oh,
Well played.
yeah.
And Cyanide, pretty good booming capabilities, but military-wise, military composition.
His
he has-
aggression worked out. Like
Yeah.
when this is what I would consider, by and large, a Civ miss matchup in late game, and I think part of that was we didn't have enough eco expansion onto water from Cyanide. I think if he had that, he could have gone for so many more options. But at the same time, the push was so strong, and he didn't have a response for the siege. Maybe he needed his own siege. I mean, Vikings can make fucking mangonels.
They can, but the problem is Tommy didn't give him enough time to do anything. He reached
Nothing at
castle
all.
faster. He got the no. He didn't reach castle faster. He took his time. He did set up his eco properly to do whatever the strategies that he planned for, and he implemented his strategies pretty perfectly without any failure, without any misexecution. Coming down from arches to mangonels, microing them.
The
And
only thing that Tommy needs to do is off the back of these pushes that he's doing, he needs to learn how to actually expand his economy.
true. And
Like-
look at all those wells at the back of the map. They're running miles away from the town center to gather some wood. Oh,
Like-
he doesn't have any new refreshed lumber camps. All the wells
Like
working.
at all.
Yeah.
He just the ones from the start, and that's it. His entire economy is based off what he does at the start. He's still only got his starting farms as well. Like his eco expansion is non-existent. If
True.
all it takes to put Tommy in a negative position is 2 fucking hero mangonels and a bundle of skirms
Yep. And a good
And-
trade.
and a good trade, and the game can swap. So Tommy is a full-on glass cannon.
Yep.
And we sort of saw that in the Mongols game, where he got the position, and then as soon as he wasn't able to take the right fight and didn't get his imp click up in a sensible time, the game collapsed around him, and Cyanide got the win because when it comes down to it, Cyanide's economy building is stronger,
Yep.
but the fights were bad.
Exactly. And also seems like Cyanide is pretty good when it comes to late game. Once like everything is set up properly, he can micro down things. He can do proper fights. He can take proper fights. He can focus on the fights. But when it comes to aggression and booming behind the aggression, that's where I think he doesn't have that ability to focus on both at the same time.
I see an awful lot of potential improvement for Cyanide, though.
Yep.
I think
Both the players.
seeing players that have effectively got the basics of economy expansion down, it's a really hard thing to develop and to learn. It's something that I see an awful lot of low elo players get wrong or not do. And I think Tommy is one of those players that he's currently surviving on his map sense and his game sense, which is very, very good, and his ability to throw down aggression. And as soon as Tommy starts to pass the kind of the mid 1000s and starts to break into the 1100, 1200 bracket of playing against players, this kind of play won't work.
Absolutely.
So if he develops an economy behind it, he'll be in a great position. But I think if we're talking about what currently can go towards being the next step of development as players, I think Cyanide's in a very good position, and he should be very positive about how he played today.
I think it's just the Cyanide is lacking military most of the times, and also
Yes.
trying to get the right upgrades on those units.
He never really got his counters in play.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but
Eh,
at the same time, super interesting series and very, very enjoyable.
that's true. It was very fun. It was really fun watching these games.
Yeah, it's been a couple of days since I've managed to catch any proper interesting games live. Cyanide is a post-int player. I can feel that. I can feel that. I think he did his best damage when he'd got himself there quite happily. Who do we have? I was hoping CB said he was going to be live. I was going to see if he was going to do some more games. Are you going to keep
No,
streaming today?
for me now it's gonna be Team India practice games.
Some
It was
India.
nice,
Oh, well,
yeah, nice casting with you, Tom.
nice casting with you
Uh,
too. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed having somebody who actually knows how to play the game
Thank you.
with me, with their sensible opinions on stuff, so people don't have to just put up with my bollocks. And I look forward to maybe we'll get to cast together again
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking
further on in
forward
the
to.
tournament.
Yeah,
Definitely get
sure.
some quarter-final cast action in or something like that.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I very much enjoy it. I'll let you hop off. I'll find somebody for me to raid, and I will draw an end to my little stream for today. It was a bit longer than I expected because got some Rex in.
See you, Tom. Bye bye.
I'll see you soon, buddy. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was.
Ciao.
Okay, all right. Let's go for one ranked game, and then from there we can end the stream. Hey, Krithian Thapar, thanks a lot, man. Sorry, I was co-casting. I wasn't able to read the chat properly. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you had fun. You're Indian. Yeah, I know. So there is a Discord server too. If you'd like to join AOE India Community Discord server, feel free. I think you can find the link in the description. Hopefully it's there. You're Indian. Seriously, dude. Okay, okay. You got me. So you joined with your real name on YouTube, so it's a little difficult to figure out who is who, right? I'll see if any of these guys are doing some TGs, stackers, or inders. We can join them. Seems like there are 4 players online, 2 from inders, 2 from stackers. And from Team India, there are a lot of players online, but not at 2K level to play ranked team games. If Nemesis and Happy War or QB would have been online, we could have gone for some Team India games. Wi-Fi problems, yeah, I can understand. Twitch has that issues, especially with us sometimes. Oh, Moti is online. Oh, I got gold rush. Let's go, Franks. Where is it? And see if we can do any sort of damage. Okay. Burmese? Oh damn. Yeah, Burmese.
Effet. Bastisseur. OE. Kay. Bastisseur. Prêt. Libet. Maro. OE. Maro.
Oh. This is pretty good.
Effet. Kay. Maro. Don't see my second board yet. So we see that we can go and maybe. Oh, I see